Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, AirsoftAL, and I'm not gonna lie to you folks, this one's a weird one. So out of all the stuff that I've been sent to review by approximately three companies, this one, kind of a weird one. So, yeah, you know me as someone who kind of likes simplistic holsters. Holsters that not only are simplistic in nature, but also aren't complicated, they work, and yeah, this one, I'm not really one for concealed carry. Now, before anyone goes off on me, I understand concealed carry is a good thing. I understand there are concealed carry holsters. There are specific holsters designed for concealed carry purposes. But me personally, I'm an open carry kind of guy, but when I finally get my concealed carry license, I'll probably find out why people like to conceal carry more than they do like to open carry, because I'm sorry, if I'm going to open carry, I'd rather open carry a big old gun. I'd rather open carry a gun that is a statement that if you're going to start trouble, I'm going to drop you in one round. But today's holster, a little different, because today's holster is a concealed carry holster, and it's not one that you can just slide in your belt, your belt. It's not one you can just put in your waistband. It's not one that's actually kind of common in my knowledge, and one that I don't know if people actually use. This one is a, I'm not even joking on this, is a belly holster.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing off and we'll talk about it, shall we? But before we do, let's just go ahead and kind of look at it, because if you think about it, it's kind of a weird idea, because the whole concept is that your handgun, your concealed carry, is basically right there, and the idea is that you can basically have it to where it's close to your body and it doesn't really give off an outline. But I'm sorry, unless you're wearing a loose-fitting shirt like what I'm doing with my mask shirt, you can somewhat still tell the outline of it, because even looking in the mirror, I can tell that this right here is the grip area because of the way the shirt lays, which means you have to constantly readjust your shirt, and even then, there's the barrel, there's the grip, here's the hammer area, and the sad part is that it holds two magazines as well. That's... Again, I'm not a concealed carry guy, so a lot of you can probably tell them. To a lot of my friends and viewers who conceal carry, sound up in the comments section. I'd like to hear from you on this, because, again, I'm not a concealed carry guy. More of an open carry guy. Either way, though. So, let's go ahead and just kind of think of the idea, because, let's face it, let's say you're just at a diner one day, enjoying your pancakes, or eggs, or bacon, or sausage, or whatever you're eating that day. I'm an eggs, bacon, sausage, pancake kind of guy. You know, kind of a Grand Slam kind of guy from Huddle House or the Waffle House. One of those guys. Either way, though. So, let's say some commie bastard basically busts in there ready to shoot up the place. Well, you see him, and the whole idea is that you're supposed to lift up your shirt, do this, immediately pull out the gun right there, take off the safety, and drop the guy. However, in that split little time period, you saw I just had a little trouble there with my shirt, and even the way you release the holster as a whole. We're going to get into that. So, putting the gun away, let's just go ahead and get this off, which, by the way, this thing's Velcroed on. It's not snapped on, it's not belted on, it's Velcro. And the way this thing is designed, it's designed sort of like those weight things you have, like what you put on for your back support when you're lifting weights. It's kind of the design of it, and I'm a little perplexed as to why it's designed like that. But we'll get to that in a moment. So, looking at it as a whole, it is nothing but nylon. It is neoprene material with one big bit of Velcro right there. This little strip of Velcro is supposed to stay on there. So, wrapping it up again, like I'm going to lift weights, or like I'm about to lift weights. Again, this is supposed to be within your waist area. So, doing it like that so you can be demonstrated as to how the thing works. Again, the way this thing is designed, I'm a little perplexed, because most holsters actually have better retention when it comes to, yeah, because this is just elastic and a hook that you would see on your wedding pants, or dress pants, or something of that nature if you're wearing a suit. And the way it's supposed to is you're supposed to just, boom, like that. Okay? That's kind of a good idea, but then again, depending on the size of the handgun, you might have a hard time, because Yeah, also, this is supposed to be able to fit 2 magazines right here. Depending on the size of the magazine, you might only be able to fit 1 in there, depending on your handgun of choice. And speaking of handgun, this holster is actually a little finicky, because even though this is elastic, it's definitely designed specifically for a certain type of handgun design as a whole, not for a wide variety of handguns. What do I mean by this? Well, what I mean is that it feeds 1911s all right. The 1911 handgun is a good option for either concealed carry or open carry because there are compact 1911s. There are, of course, 1911s bleh, that are chambered for 9mm, 380, and even other calibers because the 1911 frame and design is perfectly able to handle that. But we'll get to that in another video probably. But in terms of actually using the 1911, you basically have to feed it in there. Let's just slide her in. Oh, by the way, you can also, apparently the way this holster looks, it looks like you can handle for attachments, but I don't think so because, again, just trying to slide her in there, it does have a little bit of a finicky issue because if you slide in too much, you're not going to be able to, anyway. And the way this elastic is supposed to work is supposed to go over where the hammer is. But my instinct is I want to kind of pull it over this way, where it's over the grip, not the slide. So, yeah, and even then, you can see I had a little trouble there. That's another big thing. So, yeah, you essentially have you essentially have your handgun held in place by elastic. And let's say you go to, let's say you start running around, you start walking around, which by the way I'm doing that, but let's say you get hung. Something comes up under your shirt and you get hung. Well, that could very easily, I'm pulling as much as I can, folks. I'm not that strong of a person, and I'm about under 120, so there it goes. That right there is a big red flag for me in terms of a holster. I'd rather have a holster that I know is not going to come off and is not going to fly off when I'm open carrying, essentially. Or even concealed carry holders might have an issue with this. Either way, though. So, in saying that, what about other handguns? Well, once again, a full-size 1911 fits just fine in this holster. What about a compact 1911? Well, I'm going to go grab some handguns. We're going to actually test this thing out to see exactly what type of frames it's good with and what type of frames it's not. Compact 1911s. This is a airsoft replica of a Daytonix 45, which actually was the first compact 1911. Go watch Forgotten Weapons video on the Daytonix 1911, or the Daytonix 45 as it's known. It's actually a really good and informative video, and I learned a lot about the Daytonix 45. It really is kind of cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and slide the compact into this elastic. Put it in there. There we go. Once again, over where the hammer is going to drop. And there we go. Now, unlike the other 1911, because this one's a little bit more compact, the elastic on here wants to fall off. It wants to slide off like that. So, that's why initially my instinct is, of course, to drop it over the grip, so that way, you have a little bit more retention in the gun. But having it over the grip, okay, so it's not that bad. And once again, not a problem to get the pistol out. What about a Glock-style handgun? What I mean by Glock-style, I mean the low frame profile, all that good happy horse shit. Let me just get the handgun and I'll explain it to you. The Steyr. Yeah, this is the Steyr N9A1 replica. Let's say you have a Steyr N9A1. This is essentially like a Glock platform, or at least the Glock style, where it's where it's not really low profile, but it's got that blocky nature of just that inline-ness of it. Yeah, I can't explain it any better than that. It basically has that Glock style, essentially, but either way, though. Will it fit that style handgun? Well, maybe. And there we go. Okay, so it will. It will definitely fit that style of handgun. It It's a little difficult to actually get into the holster, but not too difficult in saying that it isn't going to hold. It's a little weird for me, honestly. It really is, having this type of holster where it's close to my body instead of having it on my hip. Way though. So, once again, removing the tab that retains the pistol, actually grabbing the pistol, or at least trying to. There we go. An older, bulkier gun, like a Ruger P345, which is a .45 caliber handgun that has long since been discontinued. Will it fit in the holster, though? Will it actually go in and out of the holster? Because once again, the way this gun is designed a little bit differently. So, let's try and fit her into the holster. There you go. Putting it over the grip. Doing it like that. And it's actually okay. I get the whole elastic thing is supposed to be able to fit many different types of handguns. I'm still a little bit wary on it, though. So, once again, removing it. It's not too bad, at least. But what about revolvers? I know a lot of you out there love revolvers just as much as I do, and a lot of you do still conceal carry revolvers and or open carry revolvers. So, let me go ahead and grab 2 revolver types, and we'll see if it will actually work in this holster. Here we have a standard revolver, and it's a little bit more modeled after the 357 mag, and let's see if it will work. It goes in somewhat smoothly, has an issue with the trigger guard. Putting it over the hammer. It is snugly fit inside that hammer, which is not a bad thing. So, let's say, once again, Kami comes in. Oh, right, forgot to take off the safety. And, not bad. Definitely fed in pretty good, and definitely didn't have any issues of it pulling out, so why don't we go with a more snub-nose style revolver. Black Ops Ignite, snub nose, 6-shot. Will it fit and will it pull out easy? There's the question. Okay, there we go. Once again, over the hammer. It's in there. Once again. Yeah, it's actually okay. One last pistol before I give my final thoughts on this, because I want to see if it will hold all handguns. Luger P08, World War II model. Well, World War I and World War II, but will it hold it, is my question. Surprisingly enough, yes it will. Move over to my right side so I'm a little more comfortable with it. Get a shooter stance, and yes it will. Alright, so we just basically did all that, but I still don't like this. I really don't. It's a personal thing, because the way it is on your waist is, it kind of, it's, how do I describe it? It feels constricting. It feels like it's lessening your movements. It feels like a girdle of sorts. That's the best way to describe it, is that this feels like a girdle. And when actually trying to move, yes, it does articulate well. You can still do that, but at the same time, you still got that girdle waist feeling. I don't like it. And for the price tag they're asking for it, which is about sub $30, I think, last I checked it was sub 30, I believe. You know, when I say sub 30, I mean it's like between $20 and $30, so it's one of those things. But either way, though, in my opinion, if you want to conceal carry, actually get a holster that goes in your waistband, or at least get a regular holster that you can put your shirt or your, whatever over the holster. That way, you're technically concealed carrying and you're not going to have an issue with it. But something like this, in my mind, it just doesn't work. Especially this. I don't know why. I just don't feel safe with this style of clipping. If I wanted this style, I'd rather use the M12 holster, which is not only military surplus but is still being made for the civilian market. I'd rather have the M12 holster, which actually has a hook on it that you can actually pull down and lift up and fits a variety of handguns from M9s to 1911s and even Lugers. I'd rather have that holster which has that style than this, because that hook is actually a large hook versus the small hook. If you're going to go with something like this, at least make it a little bit more beefy. Or, if nothing else, I'm just saying this, if nothing else, have a snap, a button that you can actually click down. And I ain't talking no wimpy buttons, I'm talking actual sturdy buttons that you can just click down and you can click up, because if you gotta pull down and lift up, you're essentially lessening that shooter's time to basically pull out their handgun for a variety of anything, even an airsoft. And that's the big thing. Could this be used for airsoft? If you really wanted to, sure. I'm not stopping you. I'm just giving my honest opinion on this thing and telling you I personally don't like it. I probably won't use it. I'm probably going to sell it to the next Joe Schmo who actually concealed carries and wants a concealed carry waist holster. Contact me if you want this. I'm dead serious. Like, contact me on Discord if you want this. I'm selling it for like $20. But either way, do I recommend this? If you're looking for a waistband holster, sure. But if you want my honest opinion, do not go with this. Go with an actual holster. Go with something like an M12. Go with something that's a Kydex. Go with something that's Blackhawk. Or hundreds of other brands of holsters that's actually designed for concealed carry or open carry. In my opinion, this is not good. It's not. It's just, I just don't feel right with it. I really do not feel right telling you this is a good option for concealed carry when there are vastly better and much more affordable options out there. You could go to your local Walmart and actually find full leather concealed carry holsters that can fit, that are modeled specifically for your handgun, or you can go to a military surplus shop, buy an M12 holster for like $5-10 and then go on home happy. But with that said, that's all I have to say on this. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, the common man's airsofter who reviews holsters to tell you whether or not they're worth it for you. And would you kindly consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment your thoughts on the holster. And yes, there will be a link provided down below so you can actually consider yourself wanting this holster or not. Either way, though, thank you all for watching, and if you would take a moment, would you kindly consider donating to our PayPal? It's folks like you that actually keep us on the air and give us the ability to do reviews like this. And yeah, thank you all for watching. As always, I will see you lovely people in the next video. Till next time.